When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, what is going on, Boise State fans? Happy Friday. Happy day before game day. We're coming to you from Oregon. Jay's already down in Corvallis. I am in Portland. Got in late last night, heading down today. But Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. We're in the Cutwater Canned Cocktail Studios on the road today. And Jay, what's Corvallis like, man?
It's good, man. It's I've always kind of liked Corvallis. It's definitely a college town. It gives me a little bit of the Pullman vibes, but it also reminds me a little bit of Boise. And I guess what I mean by that is you kind of get that like real small town college feel, but it's way bigger than Pullman. So it's kind of this perfect collage of Boise and Pullman, which I went to school in Pullman, obviously. So I've always really enjoyed it, but it's cool, and it feels like college football season's here.
Yeah, get your questions in, your comments in. Let us know where you're watching from today. Josh says good morning from Texas, so we appreciate you, Josh, for checking us out. Logan is pumped as well. We are both dealing with hotel Wi-Fi, which could be hit or miss today, so hopefully you'll do that. Yeah. I do want to put 100% of the blame on Jay that we're starting an hour late. I was demanding that we start at 9, and Jay was wanting to sleep in today, and
Dude, I've already finished my coffee. I'm good to go.
No, I
did not make my bed, so I didn't do that.
To be completely transparent with everyone, I didn't land and get to my hotel till like 1 in the morning, and I said, Jay, I ain't doing it at 8 Pacific. So it was 100% on me today, and I apologize. But obviously, the next 2 days are going to be busy, and I just the turnaround was pretty quick for 8 a.m. Pacific time today. But we're here, and we got some time to talk football, preview this game tomorrow. Jay, I know we saw you already caught up with Grant Hedrick. I'm hoping to catch up with him for our pregame show as well. But we saw you post one of the clips. Now he's coaching for his dad's team, right?
Yep.
That's one of the we heard the Seaside connection with Alexander Tubner, and now you have another connection, obviously, with Grant Hedrick over here.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fun thing about coming out on the road, right, BJ? Is like you find whoever has a connection to a specific hometown, and making the drive over to Oregon. There are more than a couple of them for the Boise State football team, both present and past for that matter. You know, Lebanon isn't too far from here where John Bates grew up and at least spent some time, I should say. So, yeah, I had the chance to swing by Oregon City High School. Super cool setting. It's like this old, it kind of looks like an old rickety stadium, but it's well kept, but it's like down in this bowl. So like me and my photographer Logan pulled up and we're like, where is the stadium? And you kind of like go around the edge and like behind all these shrubs, you look down and there's this beautiful high school football field. And so, yeah, last time we came here, BJ, we caught up with Grant back in 2016. He was in law enforcement then.
Yeah.
A year or so ago, he decided to get out. He wanted to become a teacher and coach high school football alongside his dad. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. So it's cool to see these guys kind of grow up and mature. And he's a father of 2, by the way, now.
Oh, good for him. Yeah, we'll hopefully be able to catch up with him as well. I know you guys will have more of that interview on the pregame show. Keaton checking in from Las Vegas Airport.
It's Keaton.
Headed to Corvallis at the it's Keaton is heading to Corvallis. So we'll see you, man. Hopefully you'll come join us. You'll come join us at the Sky. Are we going to see a Jay Tust appearance at Sky High Brewing for a live shot today, or what?
What's it going to look like around 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain?
I think that's probably a good time. I don't know.
I'm going to need Bronco Nation to show up if you want me to show up, because I need some characters there.
Sky High Brewing.
Hunter Johnstone coming or what?
I was going to say, I don't know if we can top last year's down. We had and I do know the Pimp's coming, the BSU Pimp. But I don't know what time. I mean, that's a guaranteed live shot, right? If the Pimp shows up. I
think so.
Did you see the picture, by the way? The Pimp had Hank Bachmeier wear his Pimp shirt and hat. But before we get to that, Sky High Brewing, 4 to 8. It says 5, but come on over at 4 when they open the patio. We'll be up on the rooftop patio. Help us get some seats. If you are in Corvallis or coming over today, 4 to 8 today. We'll see you at Sky High Brewing. I got some Bronco Nation News T-shirts to give away. We got some other cool stuff. And if you are a subscriber and come say what's up, we might have a special thing for you as well. So come on over today, 4 to 8, Sky High Brewing in downtown Corvallis. But yes, the last year at UCF, I said, I'm telling you, get over here. And that was probably one of your best live shots of the weekend, man. The place was packed, and we had a good time down there. It was Alex Guerrero. You did a little talk to. You did this little cinematic thing where you just talked to different people as you walked around the bar. I mean, it was set up nicely.
No, it was. And I think the best part about that was my first true live shot after the pandemic with people. So I was particularly a little stoked to get out and get back up into the community, for that matter, or the community of Bronco Nation, if you will. That was a lot of fun, and hopefully, man, I'd love to relive the magic. I haven't. It's funny because you don't hear quite the buzz. Obviously, going last year to UCF was just a really unique destination. Who knows if Boise State ever goes back there? So a lot of fans went. But the geographical proximities to Boise, this isn't a super difficult place to get to. If you want to, you can absolutely drive over here. So hopefully there's a nice little fan base that shows up and we can have some fun tonight during the News at 6.
Yeah, there you go. We'll I'm not promising anything. Like you said, I haven't heard. I don't know how many there's no RSVPs or anything, but I can give you a heads up before you come over if it's looking
Sounds good.
But if the Pimp can get there by 6 o'clock, it sounds like, or 5 o'clock, you said 6 o'clock Mountain. So BSU Pimp, we need you there by 5 o'clock, and you're going to let Jay do the sportscast in your in your hat and jacket. You saw the picture. You saw the picture of Hank Bachmeier in the parking lot. I want to know the story behind that. But the Pimp tweeted out a picture, and it was Hank Bachmeier wearing his Pimp hat and his coat. Hopefully that's a good sign for the rest of the season, I guess.
I think so. Hank's been pretty dialed in. We haven't seen a lot of silly Hank lately, but that was a little reminder that he is still having fun and having a little bit of fun. So.
I wish I would have seen that go down in the parking lot. Hey, Hank, it's Pimp.
I wonder how smooth that transaction was. You know what I mean? Can we get that thing dry clean, Pimp? Are we good? I'm just kidding. I'm messing. Although that thing has to be hot. That thing has to be.
Oh, and he wears it every single game. He's got 3 or 4. Hopefully he'll bust out the one that has the lights on it tomorrow night, the little lights on the hat and the jacket. But, so looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll see you guys over 4 to 8 today at Sky High Brewing, and you may get to be on KTVB if you come over. We'll see. But, it is you wake up and you were in Oregon and the game's tomorrow, and you start to get a little buzz, and was working on a story over on the plane, and some very interesting let me find the numbers now. This is great live television here. I had my notes and I can't find them.
What are we talking about?
Well, just in general, season openers, and I was looking at a lot of the things last year that didn't go well for Boise State and trying to turn the page. And it just, we talked to a lot of people, and they've been waiting for, 8 months. And, here it is, 280 days. I'm very proud that I looked it up. 280 days will be the span since Boise State lost to San Diego State and went 7-5. And you think about 8+ months, 280 days of all the off-season workouts, spring practice, summer conditioning, fall camp. That was 8 months that they haven't had here in 20-something years, Jay. I mean, they haven't had 5 regular season losses since 1998. So, I mean, it's been a long time for Bronco Nation, both the players, the coaches, and the fans, to put last season behind them. And we finally get a chance here in about 36 hours.
Yeah, actually, this is kind of a little chat that I had with Grant Hedrick, because if you remember in 2013, that team, had failed to meet expectations, that the Boise State standard that it is so high. They went 8-5. Coach Pete left. They brought in Harsin during the offseason, and all of a sudden they right the ship so quickly after a 3-2 start. They finished 12-2 and wind up as Fiesta Bowl champs. And yesterday talking to Grant, I'm like, what's the difference? Can there be a similarity with this story and the story that played out from the 2013 to 2014 season? And he's like, honestly, now that I'm in coaching and away from playing, I further understand how hard it is to win college football games. And there are times where it absolutely just comes down to a play here and a play there. And if you go back and you look at Boise State's season last year, there were not very many games where you didn't feel like they at least had a chance or they were blown out. I mean, look at San Diego State. It looked like Boise State came to play that day, and they might end up running the Aztecs out of the stadium, but the second half, it was a different story. But he said that was kind of a lot like the 2013 season. They were in a lot of games, couldn't finish a lot of games, and then all of a sudden in 2014, it clicked, and they were able to finish in a Boise State manner, which meant a Fiesta Bowl ultimately at the end of the season. And so can this 2022 team learn from 2021's team and do something magical? We are, 40 some odd hours away from really starting to find out.
And I said it on yesterday's show, Jay, but I'm kind of drinking the Kool-Aid, at least in this first game tomorrow. I mean, I'm usually the pessimistic guy that picks BSU to lose in games like this. And for whatever reason, man, not only do I like them to win, I like them to win a lot. I'm very confident. I think it's similar to the way I envision it is similar to UCF last year, where they get up to a strong start and you're like, oh, look at this. And then, but they don't give it up this time. They just kind of keep it going. And it wouldn't shock me if they won by double digits. I'm not saying they're going to blow them out. But I think when we look up, and this is a 34-21 or some sort of 10 to 14 point win, you're like, man, they just dominated from start to finish. I don't know why. I know Oregon State's good, but I just think Boise State is so much better than last year, and I think they've been waiting so long to show this. And I really would be surprised if they don't come out and play really well tomorrow.
Is there an area on this team where you can say they're significantly weaker than they were last year? I don't think so. Like, I just don't. And like, you can talk about one player that's not here in Khalil Shakir, and yeah, he's impossible to replace, but I still don't look at that receiving room and behind him. I'm like, they're better than they were last year behind him. And so now all that group is going to get elevated, right?
And I love the O-line this year. The O-line for me is one of the main reasons. And maybe we're getting too overly whatever about that, but everybody you talk to, it sounds like KHG is just a massive guy to have back. You throw in Cade Beresford. I mean, 40% of your O-line is brand new. And so I expect, that, and then combined with George Helani being healthy, and then the whole Hank Bachmeier, Tim Plow thing. I mean, I think that, if everyone stays healthy, that should, and the offensive line plays to its capabilities and all this. I mean, the whole Tim Plow hang a half 100 and all that. I think they get there more than the one time they got there last year.
Yeah. I could pick a boring way to describe this and go with like coach speak or player speak, right? Or I could pick a fun way to describe this. Considering I'm in broadcast, I'm going to choose the fun route, okay? Last year, when I kind of look back, it kind of felt like as Boise State was getting ready for the season, progressing through the season, it was like when you were a little kid and your room was a mess, right? And your mom was like, you better clean up your room today. And all of a sudden, you hear the car pull into the driveway. So you run upstairs and you start jamming stuff under your bed, throwing clothes in the closet, trying to make that thing look as good as it can in a short amount of time as possible, right? And you're just hoping that when mom, comes in to see if your room's clean, that she does not open up the closet door so all the laundry falls out and you get yelled at. And I kind of felt like looking back at last year, especially when I compare it to this year, that's kind of like the analogy I'm rolling with, man, because this year it feels, I didn't make my bed, but it feels like the bed sheets are crisp. The shoes are aligned. Everything is dusted. All the boxes are now checked so that you still got time before mom gets home and when she checks your room that it's good to go, right? And I just kind of feel like that's a fitting way to view this thing. I just think last year, still dealing with COVID protocols, new coach, new offensive system, new everything. This year's practices just looked different. Crisp, efficient, everything was put away, it seemed. And so I'm excited to see if perception is reality tomorrow night at Research Stadium.
Hey, G-Man says he's texting with the pimp. Where'd that comment go? He says he'll be there by 6. We need 5 Pacific time. 6 is the Boise time. You got to be there by 5 if you want to get on TV. Anyone that's watching, Perry, I think Perry was coming over with his family today. You got to be there apparently by 5 o'clock Pacific time if you want to get on KTVB. Now, I was going to play this on the pregame show, but we were talking about Seaside, Oregon. we got a good viewership here today going on right now. We might as well play this again. But I really, you brought up the questions, you asked for it, you get all the credit. But it was hilarious hearing some of the Seaside talk at practice in the interviews this week. Here's a short clip of Alexander Tubner from Seaside, Oregon, and he apparently reps that pretty hard.
Have you heard him do that?
Yeah, no, that's real. He really represents Seaside real hard. He's the only person I've never heard of Seaside, first of all, so I don't know what that really is, but yeah, Tube is a character, man. He's real funny, but he represents Seaside real tough. So I'm glad we're able to go back and him have some people from down home be able to come watch him play and do what Tubner does. Tubner's a great player, so I'm really excited for him. It's the first time he's ever been able to go home and play, so it's going to be a great opportunity for him.
Hey, Tubes is Seaside, Oregon. He reps that hard. So every time he makes a play, our whole group is yelling Seaside. So he's going to be fired up just to be back in the state of Oregon, and I'm sure he's going to have plenty of family and friends rooting him on. He's a guy that has really pushed to be a guy that's on the field and find a role for, not just as a backup to JL, but a guy that we got to find a role for this guy to get him on the field. You're going to see him as far as special teams are concerned. He led us in special teams reps last year on the team. He's going to probably do the same thing this year, but he's going to be the guy that continues to find ways to get himself on the field from a defensive standpoint. He had a really good fall camp, and I'm excited for how he's going to continue to progress and grow into not only a really good player for us in the special teams and as a defensive player, but more importantly, he's going to grow as a leader for our group as the year continues to grow.
Tube not no walk-on now. He don't play like no walk-on. That's one thing about Tube. Tube can go anywhere and play. That's how I genuinely feel. I love having Tube behind me because he's like another coach. Tubner's kind of smarter than me sometimes, so he sees things on the sideline where sometimes I won't see it. He'll come over and tell me like, JL, look out for this or look out for that. And I do the same vice versa. But Tubner's just a person that always pushes me to be the best because that's what he wants me to be, and he wants to be the best himself also. So it's just great having somebody like that be able to work with me work with him. And it's just like a brother relationship. I came in with Tube, and now he's like my brother. So I love him to death. And Seaside, Oregon, yeah.
Seaside, Oregon. Alexander Tubner. Did you make it up to Seaside? I figured that's why you came over 3 days early to go up to Seaside, Jay, and you're muted, by the way.
No, we I gotta tell you, man, it felt like we were driving for days yesterday. It was when you stop and when you try to get a story en route. So you add another hour or so, maybe a little bit more than that, and then on top of that, by doing that, we hit traffic in Portland.
Oh, fun.
And so we probably added a good 2 hours to our journey to Corvallis. So it was definitely a trip. But man, Alexander Tubner is a name that you probably don't hear a ton about and haven't heard a ton about. Maybe like the point of reference for a lot of fans out there is the BYU game last year when JL got ejected for targeting, and all of a sudden here comes 34 strolling off the bench, who's 30 pounds lighter or 20 pounds lighter and 5 inches smaller than JL Skinner, who even or last year was an NFL caliber prospect. And that was the game that Boise State's defense played great against BYU, and he definitely contributed to that. So he's a special team standout, an all hustle guy, and it's cool that he gets to come home and play in front of some family.
Hey, hopefully you heard the announcement yesterday. Kent Riddle is joining the Bronco Nation News team. He'll be a part of every home game. We're going to do live post-game shows on site over at the James, right across the street from the stadium. You can come have a drink, meet Coach Riddle, and catch up with him and watch us do our show and just hang out. So we'll be doing live post-game shows after every home game with our new analyst, Kent Riddle. So we've got Winston Venable and Kent Riddle, 2 of the 4 former coaches last season on our team. And so we're very excited to have them on the Bronco Nation News team. A couple quick shout outs. Thank you, rowpaint.com. Check them out. You're looking for any industrial concrete coating, any kind of painting, just make sure you check out our friends at rowpaint.com. They just do a tremendous job. We appreciate them. Lithia Ford of Boise as well. They got that fall kickoff still going on. They'll buy your used vehicle. Even if you're not buying a vehicle from them, they'll buy your used vehicle. If you just want to sell you their used vehicle, and they'll do that for you right there. Idaho Central Credit Union sponsors our road trips, our road trip coverage. We're on the road today, sponsored by Idaho Central Credit Union. We appreciate them. So make sure you check out your local branch near you, iccu.com, the mobile banking, all that stuff is very easy. So appreciate Idaho Central Credit Union for stepping up and helping us get on the road here to some of these road games. Jay, we've talked for 8 months, like I said, but in the last 5 minutes here, what do you tomorrow's game? And I guess I was asking some guys about this, and there was a lot of coach speak this week. Oh, it's just, J.L. Skinner was saying the first game's the same as game 10 and all that. But after going 7-5 last year and all the stuff we've talked about, wouldn't it be beneficial for them to get off to a good start tomorrow and win? I mean, you lose game 1, you're 7-6 all of a sudden in the Andy Avalos era, and I mean they could still easily win the next 11 games and go 11-1. But I just feel like a win after last season would do huge to jumpstart this fan base and this program again.
Sometimes what becomes routine becomes mundane, right, BJ? So when we talk with Coach Avalos and all the players, and so many times they have brought up the standard, right? And when they talk about the standard, they're talking about not being held captive to the past of this program, but being captivated by it, right? And chasing what this program is truly capable of achieving, which, as we all know by now, is pretty much anything. We've seen them win 3 Fiesta Bowls when they weren't supposed to, right? And they've talked about it so much that it's become routine. And as we sit through press conference after press conference, it almost becomes mundane. But I think if you step back and you realize how cool that is, that's not a message that we've heard repeated very often in the past, and it has been hammered home. This team, they have great expectations, man. They're not going for 8-4 after a 7-5 season. They're not going for 9-3 after a 7-5 season. They are going to chase what this program is truly capable of achieving, which, as we all know by now, again, 3 New Year's, 6 BCS, whatever you want to call them, bowl games that they've done in this era of success, right? And so I think that's cool. I think the guys in this program have a great understanding of what's going on, both past and present. And I think Bronco Nation should be pretty fired up over it.
Derek says 2 of the most magical years in Boise State history included an Oregon State W. Feels like destiny. Joe and his family are driving over. They're going to have 7 there, I think, tonight for you, Jay. 7.
Well, now it's a party.
So there you go. If we got Joe and the pimp, we're good enough. We can use some trick photography there to make it look good. But they'll be there by 5, Joe, so you can get on TV. Janet Lee is watching from Tennessee, so we appreciate you for checking us out in Tennessee. And I think I'm not sure if I put this on there, but it's 5. It is. G-Man told the pimp he'll be there. Go Blue. So we're if you come hang out with us, Sky High Brewing again if you're going to be in town. So for tomorrow's game, Jay, people were talking here about the O-line for Oregon State. I guess PFF came out with a graphic that had them number 10 in the country. Yeah. What's the matchup in this game tomorrow? What's the one matchup that you think is going to be huge that fans should pay attention to that could kind of decide how this game goes?
I mean, I don't know if it's the best matchup, but in my world, it is one of the matchups of the frickin' game, BJ. Am I allowed to say frickin'?
Oh, I know where we're going here.
Do you?
Your Wi-Fi is breaking up a little, Jay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna get it. I'm gonna just get it out there.
My computer or Jay's. I think Jay's.
With the matchup on the line.
It's choppy. I don't know if you want to try to come back in for a few minutes or if we're gonna kick Jay out. Maybe he'll come back in for a second. While Jay's coming back in, I want to tell you about another couple of our great sponsors. Transportation Compliance Service. Check them out, transcomservice.com. If you're looking to drive for Amazon or drive a big rig, they can help you out towing that first load in no time. So make sure you check them out, transcomservice.com. Boise Dentistry Co. as well. Head on out to Boise Dentistry Co. They can help you out and full family dentistry at Boise Dentistry Co. There's this graphic on the screen. Not sure why it wasn't working there. 906-1255. Check them out. Locations across the Treasure Valley. And they can help out the full family. And check them out. Those are my kids. And love Dr. Meinert there. And United Commercial Insurance as well. If you own the business or run the business insurance for your business, check them out. Quick call could save you hundreds of dollars on business insurance. 229-8222. And Blue and Orange Store. Can't forget about our friends at the Blue and Orange Store. We're still running that promo. One more day until kickoff. If you sign up for a 1-year subscription to Bronco Nation News before kickoff, you get a $25 gift card to the Blue and Orange store, and I'll even throw in a free round of golf at Timberstone Golf Course if you live in the Treasure Valley. So that pays for the subscription by itself. So jump on in, full coverage, help us do these shows. And you get a free $25 gift card to the Blue and Orange store and a free round of golf at Timberstone. And maybe we can even throw it in where you can play golf with Jay Tust, maybe as part of the prize package.
I'll take that.
You can be the one that goes 2 fairways over to get his ball after he hits an errant tee shot. But we in the last couple minutes here, Jay, appreciate you coming back on. The Wi-Fi looks like it's fixed, but I know where you were going with this, even though we couldn't hear you. I'm guessing you're going to go to the battle in the trenches with a couple local kids.
Yeah, exactly. Brandon Kipper.
There he goes again. Oh, there he is.
No, Brandon Kipper, number 68.
We got you.
He's a heck of an offensive lineman. He plays right guard for the Oregon State Beavers. He is massive. He's a 6th-year senior, decided to utilize his COVID year, come back again this year. And lining up, he went to Columbia High School, initially committed to Hawaii out of high school, but then transferred along to reconnect with some of his assistant coaches that left Hawaii at Oregon State, right? And so he's the real deal. He is the real deal. But lining up across from him a number of times tomorrow will be the pride of Homedale, Scott Matlock, number 99 for Boise State. And joking around a little bit with Scott Matlock this week, he said, yeah, that's going to be fun to butt heads with him all night. He laughed. I think Scott's a little bit of a psychopath in the best way, in the best compliment possible. So that it does not sound fun, but it's going to be a fun challenge for Scott and for Brandon Kipper. So 68 for Oregon State, 99 for Boise State. Going at it all night tomorrow is going to be a terrific matchup. That's definitely a scenario, BJ, where you could see both those guys doing that again next year on Sundays in the NFL. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, because this is having lived in Idaho for over a decade now and covered local sports and covered Boise State, this gives me goosebumps. Oregon State, right? They announced more captains than Boise State. They have 6. Either way, Brandon Kipper is one of their team captains. When you look at Boise State, they have 2 permanent team captains, and then they'll rotate in a couple of spots. But their 2 permanent team captains, Scott Matlock and John Ojukwu. Both of those guys played high school ball in Idaho. Scott, again, as I mentioned, at Homedale. I'll reiterate, John at Boise High. So there will be 3 captains on the field tomorrow night on national television on ESPN, leading 2 rising prominent programs into battle. 3 captains, and they all played locally back in and or near Boise. Call it the Treasure Valley. That's freaking awesome, man. That is the coolest thing in my opinion.
That is pretty cool. Jay, by the way, I've never said something that drew more comments in the history of this show than me blaming it on your bad Wi-Fi. Apparently my Wi-Fi is the one that has the problem. You're fine.
Okay, because I think I feel like I'm fine. I don't know.
You've got about 30 people backing you up here. Jay, this is my problem. We could see Jay fine. Jay was fine. Poor Jay got the boot when we got okay. Well, you were choppy on mine, so I apologize. Yeah, Jay was fine. Here we got Jay's hotel Wi-Fi better than mine. When you're in the penthouse suite at the Marriott or wherever the KTVB puts Jay up in these luxurious 5-star hotels, they usually have better Wi-Fi than the Bronco
Shout out Angie
hotel. I'm on the ropes. Everyone's saying Jay's fine. So yeah, we got it. Jay's Wi-Fi was fine. This guy needs a ticket. Who has tickets still? And I think there are some people that I know that do have extra tickets and were commenting to me. Brandon is looking for a ticket. He needs 1. So reach out to Brandon on social media somehow here if you want to do that, because I did hear a couple that had extras, and I forget now, somebody on Twitter or something. Chris V says he'll be wearing his 99, rocking his 99 Matlock shirt tomorrow. He's a game changer. Jay, final thing, just how do you see this game playing out, man? I mean, if you want to make an actual prediction, you can. If you want to just give some general thoughts, you can. But obviously a huge opportunity for Boise State to start the season. OK Bro Chill says 35-17. But it's national TV. I think it's the only ESPN game all year as of now. And so you get a chance on that late night ESPN slot again to kind of make an early statement. And I've been saying this, Jay, but if you win this one, you're not going 1-0, you're going 4-0 because the next 3 should be wins. And so this probably gets you at some point in the next 4 weeks into the top 25 and heck, maybe even Monday. I don't know, but probably the next week or 2. But either way, it's just such a big opportunity. And like I said, put last year behind you, start fresh, come out with a dominating performance, and have that new feel for year 2 of the Andy Avalos era. I think it happens. What about you?
Yeah, I think this defense is going to be really good. And despite the fact Oregon State had some really good success at home last year, I just got a tough time thinking, and I might be wrong, but I got a tough time thinking Oregon State can put more than 24 on the board. And I could be wrong, but that's just what I'm going with. And if Boise State can hold them to or under that threshold, I love their chances at picking up a victory. I don't know if double digits is it, but I like 34-24 with a couple of defensive stands in the fourth quarter.
34-24.
30-24.
30-24. All right. Yeah. So you got a nail biter in the fourth quarter then.
Yeah. They're going to go out and earn this thing.
I was on the plane coming over yesterday and was the free Southwest Wi-Fi, was watching the Purdue Penn State game, and then the Pittsburgh, who are they playing? West Virginia. And then at the airport in Oakland, I took the real direct route, by the way. You thought yours was long driving across the state. I went from Boise to Oakland, back up to Portland. That was real smart. But was watching the Fresno State Cal Poly game. Just fun to have football back, man. To be in a stadium tomorrow night and doing the shows and being on the air and all this, and then getting to watch a football game again with Boise State. It's just it's a pretty exciting feeling.
It is. Hey man, I wish that we could have local broadcasts of Boise State again, but sometimes I guess you realize there are perks of that, and there are also downfalls. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but the color commentator for the San Jose State game was pretty. He was pretty funny. At one point in time, he called this guy that nobody's ever freaking heard of before, maybe the best linebacker in the country. I remind you, they have Kyle Harmon, who is easily the best linebacker on their team, and so it was pretty comical, man. Those
well, before we let you go, tell everybody what the coverage is looking like the next couple of days for KTVB.
Yeah, we got this thing jam-packed, man. We got a bunch of stuff at KTVB.com, KTVB Plus, YouTube. You can watch the Bronco Roundup preseason special. You can watch a special hour-long, kind of documentary. Something that we called the Blueprint this year that was just kind of a little bit of a unique, different look where we talk about community character and college football. Like it's more than Boise State football. It's everything that goes into it.
I heard there was I heard John Mallory made an appearance.
John Mallory had a little bit of a cameo.
Wow.
Of course, because he's an over-the-top dude that provides a bunch of energy, obviously. Love him. But yeah, tonight we'll see you live tonight on the news at 6. There you go. We love an energetic live shot. We'll be live in the morning from 8 to 10. Justin Core is going to take that live tomorrow during the news at 5 and 6, and then starting at 7 o'clock up until kickoff, we'll be live on the field at Reser Stadium, giving you everything that we think you need to know about the game tomorrow and Boise State football in general, for that matter. So it's a season opener and a highly anticipated season. So
we're going to try to do our show a little bit earlier, so people can watch us and then be done by 7 to watch you guys. You talking?
Oh, well, that's
7,
convenient.
So we'll try to. We don't want to compete here. I don't want to take away all your viewers on KTVB.
Yeah, right.
They'll be watching our show. So will. We'll try to time it.
How long are you going to be live for?
Usually it's as long as we go or as long as it can. And
so what time are you starting?
We're going to figure that out tomorrow. The whole stadium.
Either way, I'm trying to tell Bronco Nation, you're going to probably have like 2.5, 3 hours, something like that.
Probably about when the team arrives, probably about 2 hours prior to kickoff or so.
Okay. So start here, then join us on 7, and you're going to have like 3 hours of continued coverage. It's going to be cool.
I'm a little nervous with the Wi-Fi situation there because the press box is all messed up and they're doing construction. So there's not really a spot for us to go. So I'm
I can see it out my window. That thing's under construction.
Yeah, so that could be an issue here. I may have to run back to the hotel or something to do it if we're not. We'll figure it out. But
if you get in a jam, just run statue left. Everything's going to be cool.
I'll just blame it on Colin, and we'll call it good. But yeah, one final plug: come tonight, CJ. If you're heading to town, we'll be there 4 to 8. Sky High Brewing. Jay said be there by around 5. If you want to try to get on KTVB tonight, that'd be fun to get a good crew. And then don't forget about that subscription. I'm still offering a free $25 gift card to the Blue and Orange store to go buy yourself some new gear for the season. I'll even throw in a round of golf if you sign up for a 1-year subscription to Bronco Nation News. Jay, I can guarantee you one thing: Naismith's here, so I'll make sure he gets in front of the camera and goes crazy for you if you need somebody. It's going to be fun tonight, man. Appreciate your time, giving up your time today, and get back to editing. And we will see you this afternoon. We're going to make the drive down from Portland to Corvallis here in a little bit, and let's get this party started, man.
Sounds good, bud. Can't wait, man.
There he is, Jay Tust, sports director over at KTVB. Again, make sure you check out all their coverage, and they got some great stuff going on, so make sure to check them out. Hey, a couple other things. We can keep this going for a few more minutes here. Cutwater canned cocktails. Make sure you check them out. That great pina colada, the mango margarita, the Bloody Mary, all the different flavors they have. Cutwater canned cocktails. I had someone actually tweet at me a photo, and they tweeted to Cutwater that they tried it because they had heard us talking about it and that they loved it. So I really appreciate that. I did send that over to the folks at Cutwater, Stein Distributing here in town, and they were happy to see that as well. So perfect drink for tailgating or for the game tomorrow. Go try your local grocery store, gas station, and try a Cutwater canned cocktail, and you will not be disappointed. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. It's youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. If you're watching on YouTube right now, please take a quick second, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the little bell and the notification so you know when we're going live, and that way you won't miss any videos and all the interviews and things that we post. You'll see them go there as well. A couple other shout outs: Ridley's Family Markets. Mark Ridley and their staff do a tremendous job over there. All the local grocery stores, 13 locations in the state of Idaho, across the state. The Kuna location is the one that the Rains family frequents. You can check it out there. They got the at-home shopping, the home delivery, the Skip app, all that great stuff. Make sure you check out Ridley's Family Markets for all your game day needs and all that food for the grill for the game tomorrow. Matt Bauscher Real Estate, the #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. Check out Matt Bauscher. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Would love to help take care of you with any of your real estate needs. BauscherRealEstate.com. Timberstone Golf Course, as I said, I'm giving away a free gift card to Blue and Orange store, but also a free round of golf. And again, that's over a $70 value. So that pays for the entire subscription by itself on day one. And then you're basically getting free content for an entire year. PlayTimberstone.com is where you can book your tee time. The weather is starting to cool down a little bit, so you won't be disappointed there at Timberstone. And looking for some food this weekend? Want to get some pizza for the game? Check out Westside Pizza. BNN25 is the promo code. BNN25 is the promo code for an online order at Westside Pizza, and you can get $7.50 for a large pizza with that promo code. So you're talking, 2 large pizzas for $15 to feed the family. So definitely take advantage of that. And we're looking forward to that. We got a couple more comments coming in. It says, go Broncos. Jay or BJ, do you have an extra ticket? Brandon, I don't have an extra ticket myself, but somebody on here might. So go ahead and check that out. Westside Pizza is amazing, by the way. Tried it due to BNN. Hey, there you go. Appreciate that, Derek. Thank you for doing that. Hopefully other folks will go check it out. Patrick's asking about injuries. Any known injuries? That'll come out about 45 minutes prior to kickoff. But all that I will say based on practices I've seen and things like that is Boise State, I think, is in pretty good shape. I think Boise State's in pretty good shape. I don't think you should, based on what the coaches and everybody have said, I don't think there's going to be any huge surprises on that front. Huge surprises, I would say. But other than that, we appreciate everybody. And again, hope to see some of you tonight. If you're in town or hurrying over to town, get here in time, and we'll see you over from 4 to 8 at Sky High Brewing in downtown Corvallis. We're going to have some fun and hanging out and catching up, meeting fans. I got some Bronco Nation News T-shirts we can give away. I think I brought 5 with me. We got some. Maybe we'll give away a subscription to somebody as well. We'll have some fun over there at Sky High Brewing. We'll have some discounted subscriptions for folks that want to come by and sign up as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And if you missed the announcement earlier in the show, yesterday we made the announcement. You can go watch the video. Welcome to Kent Riddle, who is joining the Bronco Nation News team. He'll be doing all 6 of the post-game shows over at the James Kitchen and Bar. If you haven't been over to the James, it's a new restaurant and bar right across from the stadium. The rooftop patio is amazing there. Great views back of the stadium. So looking forward to, after all the home games, having Kent Riddle. And he'll also be doing some other appearances during the week as well. So looking forward to that. Dirty Dan says Sky High Brewing is awesome. You got to get the pulled pork nachos. We'll add that to the list. Pulled pork nachos, according to Dirty Dan. So we appreciate that. But no, appreciate everybody for checking it out. Again, we will have the pregame show tomorrow. I will get the times out on social media. I believe if it's 8:30 Boise time for kickoff, we'll probably start about 6:30 or so. If Jay's starting at 7, maybe we'll start 6:15. It just kind of depends. Like I said, the Wi-Fi situation over there is not great. So we will have to deal with that and kind of figure out how all that's going because it's the stadium construction. They've got us in these temporary boxes, trailers, I guess you would say. So we're going to have to figure out how that's going to work. And I'm fingers crossed we can find a working internet and be able to give you some look at the warm-ups and things on the field. And Colin Mitchell is here with me right in the very next hotel room right over there. So Colin is going to help with that, and we'll hopefully have some great footage of the pregame warm-ups and all that kind of stuff. So be on social media. We'll try to put the time out when we can. And we will do that for you. Do I use a professional hotspot? No, I'm using the great Wi-Fi of the hotel here, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So we'll see what we can do tomorrow. We're looking forward to it. The season opener is finally here. I'll have a story going up shortly, and I'll have another story tomorrow, kind of with some players to watch and some news and numbers and things like that. So we got lots of content going up on the site. And again, if you want to subscribe, we'd love to have you. And we'll give you a free $25 gift card to the Blue and Orange store and a free round of golf at Timberstone Golf Course if you sign up before kickoff while supplies last. If I run out of the gift cards, then you're SOL. But we got a few left, so sign up, and we would appreciate that. And you can get access to all the exclusive content. We got some other cool things we're working on the video side, potentially for subscribers as well. So just stay tuned for all that. But have a great rest of your day. We'll see you 4 to 8. At Sky High Brewing, and then we'll see you on the pregame show from the field, hopefully at Reeser Stadium tomorrow evening as well. Football season is here. Have fun, folks, and it's going to be a fun journey, and we're going to do it together here, and it's going to be a great ride. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.